Right guys, lots of editing, long old video, but 4 head bolts there. That bit's quite easy. They're 12s I think, so I'm going to do that now on the ratchet. Right, let's see how torqued they are.
Spent on eBay, 20.
Yeah, they are to spec actually. Well, you know, or from what little I know, they were torqued. I would say they were torqued well. Rings. Right, let me take these out now. There's 1, there's 2. You've got to get the washers and all so they don't fall into the engine. Washers as well. Right, both washer and bolt. And then I'm so greasy now, it's hard to grip this. There you go, both. Okay, them 2 little 8s are off. The rest should be, yeah, look. Funny, because they're not even separating there. So I kind of...
And you're getting spark plug out?
I want to separate them. Huh?
And they're getting spark plugs out?
That don't matter at this stage. I want to separate the head gasket. There you go, look. See that? See the chain here?
Mm.
So now we have to pass this down. Look, I'll show you. Pass it down and out. Here and then back on. Right, I have a bad feeling that's not going to come out.
Right.
There you go. Right, take that rub jab, don't drop it. The head gasket is obliterated.
So the head gasket gone basically?
And that bit there,
yeah,
was poking out. So, no, but I mean it's squished to the absolute...
That's not a good thing.
No, it's terrible.
So you had to get a new gasket, Charlie?
I believe so, yeah.
We're not putting the engine back on today.
But I do think I should take this bit off, and they've glued it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I've never seen a gasket that thin and all this crap. And then the other thing is, it's worth checking the piston rings. I think it probably just needs a head gasket.
The piston look fine, Charlie. I don't know.
Look, there it is.
That look fine?
Yeah, it's kind of not as simple as that, really. That's how it looks. It's I just think at this stage it'd be worth getting a new,
basically need a new engine rebuilt
or a new piston and rings, just because we're here anyway. They actually, I mean, they actually look okay, really.
Yeah, they're not bent, the pistons.
No, they're not snapped, they're not bent.
No, they're not.
I really think it needed a head gasket. They look absolutely fine. The bore looks fine.
Why am I kind of struggle with gasket on?
Let me get online and see if I can find a bore kit. Honestly, the piston and rings look spot on. They look great, actually. I really think it just needed a head gasket. Even the bottom gasket's fine. I think the head gasket was leaking. What they've used an old head gasket and they've over torqued it to oblivion, and then they've used a weird sealant that's everywhere, very thin. And then I think the issue was here on this side. You see this sticking out bit here? That was letting air out. We were losing compression there. But saying that, if I can get a whole bore,
On eBay, check it.
yeah, and with a gasket. Also, was the gasket on the right way around? You can't really get it wrong. It was on the right way around. But that sticky out bit is just wrong, really. And it was letting air. Remember, it was hissing. Shh, you could hear it hissing. So this is a prompt for me to throw up a screenshot from eBay. I'm going to show you it now. It's the only head gasket I can find. It looks like a good, slightly thicker one, which is great. So let me throw that up now. But then, of course, I don't know about pistons, rings, and cylinders. I am going to look just in case I can get a whole kit. If I can get a 150 kit, that'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to have a look now, but I'm not holding my breath. Otherwise, I do think, like, this thing is nuts. I do think the gasket should solve the problem.
2,000 years later.
So, second attempt with a different cylinder. I'm unlikely to have kept all these here if they really don't work. So, it should. I'd be surprised if this one don't work. This probably can't be a full-time fix because the top fairing wouldn't go on. Let's see if we've got anything here. Oh yeah, this one's working. All right, let's get it bled, and then we'll pop the caliper piston out. You know how I bleed brakes when I'm doing the fronts. If I'm in a funny mood, I just press and watch the bubbles. Look, it's therapeutic. Look how therapeutic it is. Just, and the gentler you press, what you can do is you can kind of play a little bit, and then the gentler you press, look. See that? That's air, Rabjab. That's air. So fluid's going in and air's coming out.
I'll be like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, you can play with it a little bit.
That's a bit weird, Charlie.
Who's the daddy?
That'll be edited out.
Edit that out, yeah. Sounds weird, edit it out. What you could do is strap it down overnight and there you go, look, now we're spitting, look. So we've now got pressure. So if I look, so Rabjo, if you gently punch it a couple of times, let's see if that piston moves now. Again, all the way in, mate, all the way in. Yep, and again. Keep going, keep going.
Doing it?
Yeah, keep going, mate. Self through, there you go. And that needs, there you go. Oh, pushing itself through. That's fine, you can leave it. And that needs a good clean, but actually it will clean up fine. So I'm letting that drip on purpose. I've put the clean, flushed it through with clean fluid, letting it drip on purpose. The piston itself was pitted. Look, there's bits of pit, but it is smooth, so it will be fine on the rubber. I grease these, and I know people have issues. Some people grease them, some people think you absolutely shouldn't. I grease these always. You have to use a rubber safe grease because of the rubber in there. But I grease these, and very thin layer, very thin. Just for me, it helps with the corrosion. If this had a thin layer of grease on it originally, this probably wouldn't have happened. So that is usable. I'm going to use that, and that brake is clean and working now. I'm going to push that back in, and that will be ready to go. I've got brake pads here somewhere. I need to pull them out and find them. The slides are sliding. That's good. I want to ideally get that set up. I'm going to buy the new master cylinder, the original one for it, just because it's easier and it will have a brake switch on it. That might work and fit that one. It don't seem too far out of shape, but the original will just fit nicer and neater. And for the cost, it will be kind of pennies. So yeah, I'm going to do that. We're good. We're getting there. Hopefully, I can find all the stuff to make that front good again and get them new pads in.
You got internet, your new place, Charlie?
Yeah, sorted. So, following the rule that I grease things, not necessarily the runner here, but the threads, because I want this to be serviceable for the future. Definitely putting some grease down the threads on the pins so that it's serviceable. Look at these brand new pads I bought a while back. Prepared, ready and prepared. Look at them, beautiful. That's going to go back on. And then I'm going to look online again for front fairing and rear fairing. If they're reasonably priced enough, it's probably worth doing. And a GY6 clutch, maybe. I might get in there, just take out the kickstart mechanism, just in case it's that's flicking around. I don't think it is, though. I think it's the clutch. If it is the clutch, easy fix. Easy fix. But they are known to rattle. And actually, the slight rattle on the clutch isn't out of place. That clutch really would have years left in it. So for £110 I can get the inside and outside panel. I'm just not sure if it's worth it. So it's £85 for the front panel in black, and then it's £35 for the inside panel. I'm not sure. I feel like I should just tape this up and make it MOT-able and safe. I really feel like there's no point. I'm in two minds, because actually it could be a nice, clean, neat bike.
Get sellotape and fill it up.
What I should probably do is MOT it, get it an MOT. Like check that it's MOT-able first. I've ordered the new brake lever, that's fine, that's coming. I should probably get it MOT'd first and then check, because if I need to buy tyres, like, there's kind of no point putting in hundreds into a bike that's not going to bring back, you know, it's just not going to bring back much. So yeah, I'm kind of working out, and even like that top panel, none of it's going to look perfect. I should really just be throwing some gaffer tape on here and selling it as a running, riding, clean bike, really. I'll definitely do the oil service. Battery's brand new, exhaust is painted nice. It's got a new starter clutch on it. I don't know if I've checked or changed the spark plug. I don't think I have. Main thing is oil, right? Possibly a GY6 clutch. I mean, this looks terrible here, but again, a bit of tape would just kind of neaten it. It just kind of needs to be. I just think it's a £750 bike if it's MOT'd and safe, and someone can be on the road for that price. Or I can put in the extra 160 quid and sell it for closer to £1,000. But I'd rather someone have a cheap running, riding bike that looks a bit shabby, you know. I think that's probably the route I'm going to go down. Sometimes I can't help myself. This panel, scuffed back, sanded, cleaned with brake cleaner. I'm going to put some silver on it, some high temp silver, because that's the panel for the other side of the exhaust, and actually it might just make it look a bit more loved. This bike's coming together okay, better than I expected actually. Other bikes over there, I've put a plastic bag over the cylinder that goes into the engine. If it pours down, you're likely to get rain in with the oil. That'd be a shame because it's new oil, so I've covered that up, and I've got the cover over the top. This is going to go over in the corner and all, but I am going to spend 10 minutes just giving that a quick paint. And this has come together quite well actually, overall, quite well.